the advantage of having a van. When you go on lunch break, you can hang your clothes, open up all the doors, take a few shots to practice, have all my gear, all under cover. I also camp with this. This is my tent when I camp. That is part of the system I use for the bed. It folds down. I don't have sinks and all that. That other one in the back, right there, that bigger tub, it's got all my camping gear in it. Stove, what have you. There's a cooler between the seats, and then there's another cooler actually that doesn't even get used as a cooler. That has my extra stuff in it, some tabs for finger tabs, arm guards and whatever, bunch of stuff in there, knives, and extra clothes and hunting. All hunting stuff is in there, stuff I use for hunting. I can even take a nap in here if I need to. Have a bedroll. I also have, you can see back in there, that's a pop-up canopy, not a tent, but just a roof that I put off the back side here. Off here. When this is open, I set it right here. So when I'm camping, that's my tool. This is just tools for, you can see there's extra just junk in there right now. Extra arrows, water jug. That cabinet's full of everything from emergency stuff on the road to whatever. Extra shoes in there, just whatever you need. But yeah, this is kind of nice having a van to do all this stuff. You know, having a pickup for years with a topper on it was nice, but you got to crawl in to get things. And this is basically just a big 350 pickup truck that I can also sleep in. This step, oh man, whoever invented that, I would have paid 3 times what I paid for that. To get up in there is so nice. It's a natural height for this vehicle to take one more step up. But anyway, I'm getting ready to go. Just letting the van air out a little bit. I don't smoke or anything, so it doesn't take long to air out. But we're going to head back in on the other side of those trees right there. There's a couple of fields open up, just about the size of this one actually. One of them's actually a couple size bigger. But I know I've seen turkey cross this road, go through that wood lot, and then up into those fields back there. So that's our plan for this afternoon. It rained most of the morning. Figures, you know, and the temperature dropped about 20-30 degrees in the last few days. It was up to 75 a couple 3 days ago. Now it's back down to 40, and rained a little bit last night and most of this morning. Pretty decent rain, where I'm half thinking about wearing my hip waders just to keep my legs dry, because the grass will be wet. But I think if I walk slow back in there and just use my binoculars and really look around, I can see through the trees. I don't want to go stumbling back in there if I don't need to. Just take my time and take a look around. I actually took a shot at a turkey last year. I was parked right here where I am now, but I seen one down that road, and I thought, what the hell? Got the call out, and I just here it come, strutting up the road. I was like, oh shit. And of course, you know, Happy Horny was overcautious, and he come right up this road and then realized what he was doing, and then whoops, he veered off right through here, right over here, right on the other side of that tree. It drops down. So I grabbed my bow real quick and kind of sneaked over, and I didn't see him. All of a sudden he appeared over here. I took a shot, right, figured it for 30, and it wasn't quite that far, and I shot just over his back, about 1.5 inches, 2 inches. But that was pretty weird. That was my opening morning last year, and haven't got a chance at another turkey since. But I figured since this was the spot I had my most luck so far, we're gonna give it a shot today. The season opened 2 weeks earlier this year in 23. 22 it opened on the 1st of May. It is actually opened on Wednesday a few days ago, on the 12th of April this year. And here it is, the 15th now, on a Saturday. And I haven't heard anything. There's crows hawking and crocking and no turkeys answering, replying, or nothing. So either they're ghosting us right now or they're just not in this area. But they got pine trees here for thick cover. The area is really set up for them, I think. I don't know, I'm not a turkey expert, far from it. But, you know, first couple years trying hunting turkey. But I've been hunting, so I know you got to be swift. But I've seen them on this, crossing this road, down at the other end of that woodlot right there. Sorry for the wind. But at the end of that woodlot, crossing the road, on the other side of this woodlot, going through and then beyond. So I know they're in the area. I just gonna go scouting around and see what I can come up with. But that's our plan. We're gonna get set up here, get some clothes on, because now I'm cold. I took all my heavy clothes on to get my camos on, and it's 40 degrees and I'm in a long sleeve t-shirt. So we're gonna get going here. We'll get the camera back on when we get where we're going. To stop here just to give a little bit of a preview. My plan is to also look for deer sheds, because I happen to know where a lot of deer lay down. So we're gonna walk slow. We're just gonna look around. See, I haven't heard any turkeys. I've been hooting and hollering and barking like a dog, and I heard that works down south. Any noise, a baby crying, just different noises. But I didn't go that far. I did a few crow calls and a few hen calls, a couple owl calls, and nothing, no sounds whatsoever. It is a bit breezy, as you can see or hear. But this is a pretty beat up path. People and deer, because you can see a lot of this is browsed. Especially, look at this, just chomped. Anyway, so we're gonna, excuse my arm, I'm trying to adjust my bow so it's gonna be a quick reach. Getting all my fiddling around done before I get through that wood line over there. And I'm going to slow down for a second just to make sure I don't blow my chances. I have my rangefinder. It's a pretty good one. I think you're a little high. There you go. Let's try that. I think that'll be all right. Anyway, I have my rangefinder. I also use it as a monocular. So when I get to that wood line, I'm going to stop and I'm going to look through this to the opposing wood line on the other side of the field there. And of course, through the field, you can see there's a field there. That's a swamp. That's why I'm not doing it now. But that's all cattails on the other side of that little thicket there. And then this high rise here where the oak trees are, that continues up to another ridge. It goes over in that direction, all up in there. But anyway, let's continue. So basically we got a ridge coming right here where it comes together, where that pond is over there. So we're going to jump over top of this ridge line and get into the field on the other side. And then we're going to see what we do from there. That'll predict our next move. I've seen every animal that you are allowed to hunt just in this small little section of state land. And when I say small, it is pretty small as far as wooded area. It's a lot of wetland. Okay, you can see the snow. I don't know if you can see it, but right through there's some snow on the ground, which really helps me. It lets me know where that field edge is. So we're going to glass this a little bit while I'm standing here. Make sure I don't jump them out of that field if they're in there. That's good. I'm not seeing anything there. So far. Right now, the only thing in season is turkey. So anything else that we see is a warning for the turkeys. There's a bunch of deer poop. It almost looks like a rabbit. Maybe it is rabbit. Maybe it is. I wish they were in season. It's still cold enough, but briars. More people need to walk this trail. Knock these briars down. Alright, we're going to go a little slower now. Get closer to the opening of this trail. I'm sure that grass is not as high as I know it is in the summertime. I'm going to look for a minute. It's starting to rain a little bit. So, like I said, I'm not a professional turkey hunter, so I have no idea what this weather is going to do. Except make me damp. That I know for sure. A lot of deer droppings on this trail. Just a week ago, I was out hiking, and it was still 3 feet of snow on a lot of the hiking trails in the state park that I was on. Drifts of up to 6 to 7 feet in some places. I'm trying to be quiet on the snow. And now here it is a week later, and most of the snow is gone. Wherever it was heavy packed, it's still around. And of course, huge snow piles that were plowed up, but the snowfall is gone. I really love that woodlot on the other side. I haven't been over there in a couple of years, actually. It's really, really close to private land. Oh no, excuse me, not that woodlot, the next one behind it. This woodlot you see right in front of you is just like a finger. It sticks out into the field, almost separates the field in half. But we're going to end up going right around that woodlot here in a minute. Because once we get to this opening, we're going to look around real good. So we don't get spotted. I'm in spring camo, but guess what? It's not really spring. I'm kind of just a blob of camo walking through the woods. Especially now with the white background on the ground. Okay, we're going to take a really good look here for a minute. So bear with me. We're going to try to stay close to this edge right here. This snow right here is still kind of deep. So I'm going to get over here in the grass, kind of get off that noisy stuff. Okay, stand still here for a second. This is a whole different view. That fallen tree over there, I don't know if it's zoomed in enough that you can see it, but I used that as a natural blind a few years ago. Didn't pan out, but it's a great spot because you can watch both of these fields. Geese flying by. In the summertime, this grass is waist high on a 6-foot tall man. What a dreary day. It was raining just enough this morning where I was a wuss and didn't even really get out and do much at all. I checked out a couple of places, but more or less just walked in the woods a few minutes and hooted and listened and didn't hear nothing because it was raining. I wasn't hearing and they weren't hearing, maybe, I don't know. But it wasn't raining that hard. It wasn't pouring rain, but just enough. It only moved out about an hour ago and it's still misty, but we're just making everything wet and quiet. But the wind is cold. Okay, I'm not going all the way to the end of this I just want to get in far enough so I can get over to that point. Because I didn't want anything that's around the corner to see me just jet straight across. Rearrange the camera there for a second. Each time I go out, I have different clothing on, and the adjustment is different. It's either for the route. Like right now, I have a thicker coat on, so it's away from my chest further. So everything changes. Just trying to get across this field, so I'm going a little quick. GoPro holes out here already. Just mounds from last year. I'm going to get in a little closer to the woods, so I got a little bit more background concealment. We're about to sneak around the corner here. Stopping for a breather. I don't want to get up to the corner all out of breath in case I get a pop a shot off. I'm looking through these trees right here. I know this field goes around quite a ways back, so I'm looking through these trees as I'm walking for anything that's a dark object out in that field. That wood lot there is not much further. It's private property after maybe 50 to 60 yards. So there may be people over there hunting is what I'm getting at. And I don't want to screw up their chance either. I never trespass, so I'm not saying it for any other reason than I don't want to screw up somebody else's hunt. I always know where the borders are. I use the Onyx Hunt map or app I've had for several years now. Just my local state, or just my state. I don't do the nationwide one. I don't go abroad much yet. Fishing I do, but not hunting. I can hunt every big game animal here in this state, so including bear and moose. Or not moose, elk, I'm sorry. We do not have moose. If we do, they're way up north, and they're more for the tourist. I'm pretty sure there's no moose season here. I guarantee there's no elk season here. It's special permit only. I think there's only like 3 to 6 given out a year or something like that. I've never tried to apply. I don't need elk meat. I'm a single guy. That would take me 10 years to eat. I only hunt for food. I'm not a trophy hunter. Trophies come every time I kill one. There's a little bit of sapling here that I'm trying to get around without having to walk through it. But now you see how this field opens up in the back there. We got one more little, right here where this dark clump of trees are. We'll get to that corner and then we'll hang up a little. Stand here for a second now that I'm out of those little saplings. Yeah, just slowly climbs and a little bit gets to another ridge, which is the top of the ridge is on the private property, but it takes forever to get there. You can kind of see it through those trees, the top of that ridge. That's how far the property line is. This all goes up to that ridge. Even from here, this will all go up gradually up to that ridge. And it's pretty much all covered with oak. All this is actually not completely just oak trees, but predominantly. And in the low parts, it's usually burl oak and willow saplings and scrub oaks, cattails, prime bedding area for deer. They don't have to go a long way for food. It is straight up midday, like 2:30ish or something like that. So we should be okay as far as spooking things. I don't really know, to tell you the truth. I don't know how they move around here. I mean, from what I've learned, when you hunt turkey, you hunt them all day long. But, oh, what's that? That's a little moose. It feels like fall, like October fall. Like in a few days it's going to be Halloween. It's got that cool breeze in the air, but damp. Like snow's coming. Giving me a complete deer hunting vibe right now. Wind is directly in my face. This might, I mean, as far as weather, wind-wise, this might work in our favor. We're heading to this corner, and we're gonna stop and look down over, and I'm hoping that they're traveling down in the bottom to get to the neighboring property here to the right. That's what I'm hoping. So we basically just walked all the way around to come to a travel area. That's the way the deer travel, and I know turkey like to travel with the deer because they can pick up the scraps of food that they drop. But we're gonna play that plan anyway. And like I said, we're gonna walk that back and hopefully pick up some sheds once we get down in this bottom. It's starting to rain again. Whoa, I just tripped up real bad. Stepped on the branch that my foot was under. That's a good way to die. Wow, I'm walking headwind. Sorry for the noise, but whew, and it's cold on my face too. We have to do it. That's the only way we can see down in the draw and use the wind to our favor. Alright, we're sneaking now. We gotta do this slowly. I gotta take a look. Putting my hand in front of my face, using my rangefinder. Blocking the wind helps so much. Wow, is it cold up here? Whew. Alright. I know I'm jumping it a little quick, but because that fallen structure right there is just perfect for a deer to be laying. Even though my mind should not be on deer. It's just too perfect. Wow. It is breezy up here. Maybe we'll find some scratches. That's my whole plan anyway. Get down in here and see if they're starting to scratch for the nuts. By now, if I see anything, they would have seen me because it's more open to me than it is to you on the camera. I could see completely through to mile and a half through these woods. Oops, I'm hung up. There we go. A faux string hung up. But yeah, through those woods all the way to the wood line way over across that field. It's like a mile and a half. And if I can see that far, you know the turkeys can't. If they're in that field. I just want to get down in here and look around. A lot of people online finding a lot of deadheads. Instead of shed antlers, they're finding whole dead deer heads. Kinda hope I don't have that situation. I like to hunt them and find them dead. We're in prime shed area right now. Wind is crazy. We're just gonna go in here just a little further, and then we're gonna make a loop left here and head back. I just want to be able to get a full scope of this woodlot that we're in right now. pretty much butt up against the neighboring property. Whoa. Get that wind back at us the other way. Okay. Whew. Yeah. Crazy. Okay, here we go. Here's the main deer trail right here. And like I said, 60 to 75 yards that way is private property, so I don't even want to come close to screwing up somebody's turkey hunt. So we're just going to meander this way, kind of look around for sheds, find a quiet, clear path. Maybe if we're slow enough and quiet enough, some turkeys will come right at us because the wind's in our face. This looks to you guys would be doing this kind of thing, but my head is turning looking on the ground all over the place for sheds, so you get the view that you get. When I had perfect vision, 20/20 in both eyes with no glaucoma, and didn't have to take medication for it and all that, stalking deer was my favorite, absolutely favorite way to hunt. Just like what we're doing right now, slow walking. Of course, I'd be going much slower, but just take a step and look around. This thing is up in my eye like I'm a predator. But I love doing that. I've shot a lot of deer. I've been stalking them. Trees are talking to us. When I was a kid, it was a challenge to stalk them. You know, as everybody is, let's see how close we can get. Well, I really, really wanted to see how close I could get. And spent a lot of time, taking my time learning how to get as close as I could get. It was fun. This trail's like a highway. It's so secure down here. Oh, there's like a crashing through. I forgot about my backpack all the time. It's always hooking on branches like this one right here. Snap, snap. So I'm looking at the ground down there, all along that snow where they bed. Right here along this ridge, little tiny ridge. They'll just lay right in this stuff. It's pretty quiet way back down in here. So, nice buck, get back in here and lay down. And he can hang out in here all day. Sorry for the big step. Okay, we'll get back on the deer trail here a little bit. I just wanted to get over and look at that fallen tree. Windy, noisy. I can't hear any animal unless it's right next to me. A few birds, that's about all I've heard anyway. Bowstrings always seem to grab that one little tiny twig and stop you dead. And it can't just yank it, it gets hung up in your bow. It's funny. We're cursed. We've got a little bit of a clearing coming up here. No. Pretty nice. Major buck bedroom. Holy cow. I need to remember this area. I mean, I've been here, but for some reason it looks a whole lot different with no leaves on the trees. This is nice. Area. This is one of those areas that you just pack a couple of lunches and you make a ground blind back in there. It's all natural somewhere. Up off this clearing on the top side of it, and just sit there all day and just wait. And if you're a trail cam kind of guy, put a bunch of them in here. That's all browsed off for a reason. And then this thicket right here that I am not going to be able to get through. I'm going to have to go around. I mean, you could hide in that easily. I'm going to go around the other side and see what it looks like. This might be a little close to the action actually, but if you were really, really quiet, didn't bring any food, and rolled in the dirt for 6 hours before you come out here, you might get away with hiding in that. But that's sitting smack dab in this clearing. You have to really, really know your shit and be quiet. Be a tree. Old Fred Bear used to say the best camouflage you can have is complete silence and sit still. Them boys used to hunt in black and red striped flannel shirts and green wool pants and walk right up on them deer. They weren't concerned with marketing and all that then. I will admit, the camouflage out there is insane. And it does work. I'm not arguing that, but this is a really good clearing. Holy cow, the wind is totally wrong where I'm standing right now. The wind is going that way. Darn. Oh, I just heard something. I don't know if you did. It's either a tree smacking together or something. It was pretty loud. This is a really nice clearing. Let's stay on trail and see where she goes next. Oh, got smacked in the face. Yeah, here's the trail. That's not even 15 yards. That's not even 10 yards to the beginning of it. On the other side of it, it might be 15 yards. But then you gotta wait till it's either this side or that side of it. Can't shoot straight through it. So that makes it even a little bit longer of a shot, which is nice, but you get a little bit more time. There's droppings on this trail, that's good. Oh yeah, evil branch broke and then smacked me. Just one little branch holding that whole thing tight like that. on for a few minutes, or hopefully for a few minutes. We're getting into a little bit thicker trees too. That'll help. Is that a turkey scratch? Or a leftover deer rub? Or scrape, I mean. Might be a deer scrape. Being it's right on trail, but usually if it's a turkey scratch, there's quite a few of them. It's not just one. Grouse thumping on logs. Something walked through here and broke that off. Oh, gotta duck under this one. A lot of dead branches on the ground snapping. One deer at a time trail here now for a minute. They like to walk in this little ridge. Kind of looks like it's an old railroad track or something. But it's a little small, narrow for a railroad track, but and it's too perfect to be a stone wall, unless it was 500 years old and got this much dirt growth over it already. Could be. There are a lot of stones in it. there. The wind's coming right from there. I don't know if you've seen the bow in the video every now and then, but as you can see, I don't walk with an arrow loaded and ready to go. I personally don't do that. If you do, you do. Whatever. Maybe you're a cautious person. And I consider myself a cautious person, but accidents don't happen because you're not cautious. Accidents happen because they're accidents. So to prevent them is the best way to be safe. So I never knock an arrow until it's time to shoot it. Some people say, you missed an opportunity. And that may be true. But that's the chance I'm going to take. Because I'd rather live to hunt again than have an arrow go through my leg, slicing arteries. Let's drop down. There's a lot of footprints down here. There's a lot of footprints down here. Let's check this out. Might be some sheds in here. It's a nice little bed area right here. Look at that. I mean, come on. That is set up for bow hunters big time. Deer come right up out of this where I'm walking right now. You either go that way or take a right and go this way, and you have all that cover right there in an open field right there to see them coming. Wow. Yeah. Look at here. See that? Oh, I just broke it again. That's a buck doing buck things. And it was tangled in this, but I just broke off. This branch up here, it was just tangled on, but I just broke off the rest. Looking branch. This is a real prime area right here. But you gotta be quiet. Because, yeah, holy cow, is this thick. And he knows this area. Wow, it's like a tunnel. Perfect. These sticks have been stepped on so many times that they've been engraved. Oop. A lot of dead branches on the ground here, so I'm wiggling my way through. Trying not to make so much noise, but holy cow, this is nice down here. I'll be back here in the fall. Not that I want fall to come anytime soon. I'm looking forward to some warm weather. Just enough gnarly branches along this trail to scratch their back on the way through. Get the deer flies off. This clearing. I love it a lot. There's a field right at the top here. And that wood lot, or that line of woods that you see right there, is that finger. We came this way and then jetted over to go around it. That's the field that we were at earlier. And this is the first wood lot that you see to the left there. But I really like this. Nice clearing. Good staging area. There are scratches here a little. So turkey have been in here, or squirrels, so I guess we'll just assume it's one or the other right now, because we don't know anything. Other than the fact that I really like this area. The wind is not working with us today. Now it's coming from this way and just, yeah, it was coming from that way. Just completely shifted and turned around, blowing at my side now. Coming right across this, right up into everything that I wanted to watch. Once it hits those woods, you don't know what it's doing. It's going that way, every way. When it was coming this way, it wasn't so bad. Chances now are pretty slim. To shoot anything anyway. Seeing stuff is always a possibility. tracks on this trail are fresh. It's just a matter of if they're days or hours. Because the ground has been mud for a while now. This is all nice browse. It's like segregated. It's starting to open up a little bit over here now. Look at all that. Plenty of water, that's for sure. Oh, swampland. I like that ridge. I like that ridge a lot. Let's go this way and then maybe go up on it. I kind of lost the deer trail. I just kind of wandered off it because it was just such a nice area. Let's see. I'm not really sure there is a deer trail anymore. I think they just wander. I think I'm on it right now. But, yeah, I am. I think they just kind of wander through here and browse. This is probably one of the better spots as far as a clearing, because now with that ridge top, you can overlook all this right here. This is really, really nice. Wow. I'm looking all over the ground right now because it's just a really nice area. At least a little easier to tell where the deer trail is when there's still snow on it. Look at that. That's crazy. Look at that. That's like right off the trail. You got this going on here, that one going on. Oh boy, there's some action here. Oh, look at that ridge. Yeah, that's a good spot right here. Why can't we find your antlers, buddy? Come up here. Drop them for me. But why are you doing that in the spring? There's no reason for that to be happening right now. I kind of want to poke around out here in this bottom right here off this ridge. There's some sign all over in here. browsing the hell out of this. It's not a nice bedding area, is it? Good God. Jeez. Yeah. Are you seeing all this? That's a nice dry bed area right there. Look at my first deadhead I found this year so far. Right there. Right up next to that tree behind my backpack. Been scouting around down in here for most of the afternoon. There's a lot of deadfall, nice little ridge. It's browsed down area really well. I'm actually turkey hunting, but I'm also shed hunting. So I'll take this bad boy home. Alright, what I want to do, I want to poke around and hear some more. We just found that deadhead. So maybe we can find some more stuff if we poke around in here for a little bit longer. I've pretty much given up on the turkey situation because it's just so windy and I'm not sure what the hell to do, to tell you the truth. As far as them, I'd have to be really close with the wind with arrows flying. Like I said, I'm shed hunting as well, and it mostly turned into a shed hunt more than a turkey hunt, I will admit. But I know there's some nice bucks in here. In places like this tree right here that's fallen, we're back up so you can see it in the camera. When they come up to it, I mean, you can obviously see they do. And when they jump that, when they land, that's what jars the antlers off their heads. That's kind of why I was checking this out. I don't really care about the trail as much as I do the obstacles on the trail. Looking for sheds anyway. But it's a good spot to find them. And don't just look right on the trail. When they hit, they just roll because they got momentum. So look around. They're not going to be landing right beside the trail. They'll get caught up in their legs or something and trip them up and fling them. Anything is possible. So look around. And don't think you're always going to find the big, giant, perfect 8, 10s, and 12s. You might find a split fork. Anything that looks like a odd-shaped stick is what you're looking for. Shiny, smooth. Usually stone white, dead white. We're really not far from, in fact you can probably see if my coordinates are right. I'll get up here a little ways. Oh, yep, I don't know if you can see it through the trees, but there's my van. My van's right over there. We came way through like 2 miles from that way and came all the way around to here. But I got excited when I found that deadhead, so I've been up in here for a little while. I had the backpack and the camera off looking around. I'm slowly working my way back that direction toward the van. But I'm just kind of poking around in here. I know there's rubs, I know there's scrapes, I know there's all kinds of trails and droppings in here, so you're gonna find the antlers. This is a good spot. Low-hanging branches everywhere in here. This is cool how it goes up underneath this like this. I'm not even going to go through it. I'm going to leave it alone. That's perfect for them to get the deer flies off their back. I'm just going to go right around it. You can see where they jump this big old log. Yeah, a couple times. It's almost like one deer, it's his favorite thing to do. Oh man, this is really tall. It's like getting on a horse there. Nothing. No antlers. On a hot summer day, I probably wouldn't want to be near that tree too much. It could be loaded with bees. With a big open field right up there for pollen. Is that deer fur? That is deer fur. What the hell? That's crazy. Huh. Well, that was a little tiny bit of deer fur. I wonder if there's any more. Oh, my eyes feel so much better with my ski goggles on. Oh, this wind is really drying them out. It's a nice trail. Well used. There's quite a few trails in here actually. There's another one right here. Walks straight on both sides of these trees. One on each side of the tree, I should say. What is that? Let's look at that. There's a fuzzy white patch over there. It looks fuzzy. Could be snow. But with the goggles on, oh yeah, it's a snow. With my ski goggles, they're tinted, so I'm seeing things at different colors. Let's continue a little further. We might bump into some turkeys at the end here, but I'm not counting on it anymore. I should though. I should be on the hunt all the time. But we're gonna come up on a ridge to overlook for a minute here, so we'll get up here and we'll sit still. See if we can blend in with this bush here a little bit. I know there's a pond right down there. I'm actually waiting for the wind to pick up a little bit before I walk. There's a lot of action right up here on the top. On the ground. Get back into the hunting mind here for a minute. So many little twigs. Yeah. There's so many good spots to hunt here. One of my favorite places to hunt, if you're gonna hunt sign anyway. But it's tricky. It's really tricky come deer season. It's not heavily populated, but populated enough for the size of woodlot that it is, that it makes a difference. I want to sit still here for a second. I was going to go to that, but that's just a little too low. Even though it looks like a good spot to sit, it's really not. It's just a little too low. It's a little too close to the bottom. It might look like it on camera, but that bottom was only 30 yards from me. So I don't want to get too close. I think I'm going to sit here for a little bit, take a break. The van is only right over there, so it's not hard to find home, and I really like this spot. Just for the hell of it, here, hold on a second. Let's see if I can get the rasp going. Do it with gloves on. I'm going to try. Some squirrels. this. It works okay. It's not as good as a mouth call, but I have a hard time holding a mouth call in my mouth right. All you pros out there right now are going, oh my God, he's hell horrible. And you're right. But I've heard some pretty funky turkey calls out there too. Turkeys themselves. Just so windy. Oops. All right. Let's get on the other side of this tree here. It's a little bit more where I can see better. Ooh. I can get a shot right there. I can get a shot right there if I need to. We're just going to sit and take a break for a while.